Hey guys, Ultra Maximus here with another movie update. This time we're going to talk about the Smurfs 2. We've got this film coming out in 2013. They just released a trailer for it, a teaser trailer for it, and I thought I'd sit and talk about it and look at this plot and look at some of the new characters and my thoughts and opinions and see what your guys' thoughts and opinions are. I'm kind of interested. I'm glad they're making this film. I really did enjoy the first one. I thought it was very true to a lot of the original comic strips and cartoons, obviously translated into a modern telling, but it really, to me, was a better adaptation than Michael Bay's Transformers, in my opinion. And I'm a huge, huge Transformers fan if you watch my channel. So I was happy that they were going forward with the sequel, and they've got a lot of the original cast back, which is fantastic. The plot, I don't know about. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at who's coming back and what the plot's about and some of the new characters, shall we? All right, we've got our main bad guy, Gargamel. Hank Azaria is returning once again as Gargamel, which is great because he did a really good job in the first film. I thought he was the cartoon come to life. That he really captured the cartoon, I think. We also have semi-bad guy Sofia Vergara's character, the lady that runs the perfume company. She will be back as well, which is always good. I really like her on the screen. She's easy to look at, and she's pretty funny. So that's cool that they got her back as well. You've also got Jayma Mays, who played Neil Patrick Harris's wife in the first one. She was pregnant. She's listed in the credits, but she's not top billed. I'm not sure how much film time she will actually have from the trailer that we've seen. And I'll talk about that and why I kind of wonder how much she's actually going to be in the film. But she is listed as being credited to play the wife again. So that's cool. Neil Patrick Harris, of course, coming back in the starring role of the film, reprising his character. He's looking very Harold and Kumar in this white tuxedo here, which is kind of a funny scene when we see him back. He even gives a little wink in the car scene here in the trailer that Barney Stinson does in How I Met Your Mother. So kind of funny they bring that in there, which I'm surprised we haven't had any How I Met Your Mother cameos, maybe voice cameos at least. You know, I'd like to see Lily and Marshall or Ted or somebody make a cameo appearance. And you would think Jason Segel would at least make an appearance, a cameo appearance in the film. That'd be fun, but I doubt it happens. So I'm glad he's back. He was a good vehicle for the first film as far as the plot goes, and he'll be good in this one, I'm sure. All right, and it looks like we've pretty much got the same group of Smurfs. It looks like we're getting Vanity Smurf more in this one out of this trailer than we did in the first film, which makes sense. If they're going to Paris, I can see Vanity Smurf in Paris, definitely. It's plot-wise, I could see him being in there. But we have all the original voices. Katy Perry's back as Smurfette. Alan Cumming is back as Gutsy Smurf. We've got Fred Armisen back as Brainy. George Lopez is going to be back as Grouchy. Jonathan Winters is going to be back as Papa Smurf. Narrator Smurf, we see him at the beginning of the trailer, which is very cool. So it's nice to see all of the original voices come back and reprise their roles in this film. That's got to be a must. They did a great job in voice casting in the original film. I'm glad they got all the actors back for this one. I'm interested to see what cameo voices we get for additional Smurfs in this one, like we had in the first film with like Jokey Smurf was Paul Reubens, Pee Wee Herman. I'm presuming he's going to make another appearance in the Smurf Village, and just who else are we going to see? Is there going to be a Justin Bieber cameo, a Nicki Minaj, or you know, who knows who could pop out there? Kanye West, whatever. I am very interested. That was always a fun little stop in the film when we first see the Smurf Village and all the different Smurfs and some of the cameos that were in there. Very good stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing who new is going to make an appearance. So this film apparently takes place in Paris. Gargamel's working on a new plot. Looks like he's got a lab set in Paris. I'm presuming that Sophia's character is going to send NPH's character to Paris for something to do with fashion or perfume or something to do with that. Obviously, it's got to be like a business trip or something to bring him over there. I think it's interesting to see it move from New York to Paris. It's a logical jump, I guess, if he works in the perfume industry, but yeah, it's a little different. So it might be jumping the shark a bit. I guess we'll see. We really don't get any details out of the trailer, so we'll see what happens. All right, so we have a new character. We've got Christina Ricci doing the voice of one of the naughties. This character's name is Vexy. The naughties are Gargamel's new plot in this film. He's created more fake Smurfs, essentially. A variation of him creating Smurfette in the original strips and cartoon as a trap to catch the Smurfs, and they end up turning her over to the good side. Well, he makes these naughties, and they're spelled differently. It's Noughties. So yeah, I'm sure they could copyright it. And it's kind of interesting. They're supposed to be, I'm guessing, mischievous. They don't look very evil from the trailer, but we haven't seen much of them. So it just introduced them here. And they're kind of flip images of the Smurfs. They're in this one here, Vexy. She's in black. She's kind of gothed out a little bit, emo, I guess, more gothy, I suppose. And the skin color is this weird kind of pale grayish color, almost flesh tone, but not. And it really kind of reminds me of the Gnaps. And if you read the old strips or watched the cartoons, and the Gnaps have made multiple appearances. In the NBC cartoon, Purple Fly bit and infected one of the Smurfs, and they would turn purple, and they all got aggressive and started biting the other Smurfs, and they would just hop around and yell, Gnap, Gnap, Gnap. In the Strumps comic strip and the original French featurettes, wherever the original country was from, they had them in there as well. And I can't remember if they were created by Gargamel or if they were just sick Smurfs like they were in the NBC cartoon. But they kind of remind me of that, altered. And I don't know if I like that or not. It's kind of taking a new direction. So I don't think the naughties existed at all in the original canon. If you know, leave a message, add a video. I'm interested. I looked it up. I couldn't find anything. So I'm presuming they took the concept of the Gnaps and modified it for the film. I'm guessing that's where this comes from. I don't know. But Christina Ricci, here's her character, Vexy. She is the main naughty, I guess, because we get two of them. And here is the other naughty. His outfit's a little more grayish, brownish in color, and he's sporting a little goatee and some weird hair coming out. And he's real hyper. He bounces around. He doesn't have any voiced lines per se. He just kind of really reminds me of the hyper gremlin in Gremlins 2, the one with the big bug eyes and was bouncing all over the place. Really reminds me of that character. And there is no voice actor credited for this character or a listing of this character. So I'm going to presume that the voice for this character is either Hank himself doing the voice, or I can see them getting like Frank Welker to come in and do the voice, because Frank does the cat, I believe, in the film, and I don't think he was credited for the first one. Of course, Frank Welker, the hardest working man in Hollywood, does the voice of Curious George, and he does a lot of Scooby-Doo voices. He's the voice of Megatron on the Transformers, and Curious George, and all types of stuff. So I could see him doing the voice. They may have him do it since he's already doing the cat. Hank could be doing the voice. I don't know. There's no credit anywhere for it. I don't even know what the name of this character is. I'm guessing, the random weird comic relief / maybe muscle for the naughties. He's palled up with Christina Ricci's character Vexy, and he's probably going to be the one that gets all the dirty work assigned to him, I'm going to guess. So he's probably going to have some funny scenes. He could be a Jar Jar Binks. I don't know. If you've seen the trailer, what do you guys think? Leave a message. Kind of interesting. But he's definitely more Gnap-like than Christina Ricci's Vexy character. This one's just kind of random, weird, and out there. So the plot of this movie, like I said, Gargamel creates these naughties, and he's going to use them to capture the Smurfs. Well, Vexy, Christina Ricci's character, gets the idea that they're going to get Smurfette, who's played by Katy Perry, to become naughty like them. So they're tempting her and seducing her, bringing her over to the dark side. And we see that a little bit in the trailer here, and she's hanging out with Gargamel and Vexy, and they break a Ferris wheel, and you see her change color. So they obviously get her over to the dark side at some point, and I'm sure it will be an obvious plot fix to get her and bring her back. So that's probably the bulk of the movie, is her becoming a naughty, and then the Smurfs have to go to Paris to save her, and they enlist the help of Neil Patrick Harris, who most likely is conveniently there on a business trip. So that's my presumption of the film. I don't think it's going to be much as far as substance. It's probably going to be pretty straightforward. I don't think it will be as good as the first one. I don't think it will stay as strong to the original canon as the first one did, but we'll see. I don't know. The skin tone on these things really creep me out. They just look almost flesh-like. It doesn't look right at all. The hands really creep me out. So what do you guys think of the naughties? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think this is a bad idea? Is this movie going to suck? I don't know. Yeah, kind of curious. I want to see another trailer. Alright guys, so that's the Smurfs 2. It's coming out summer of 2013. Got Azrael there. I love how they kept the little nick in his ear that they gave him at the end of the first one. Frank Welker, I'm sure, coming back to reprise the role. Sounds like it anyway. And it's in 3D again, so that'll be cool. I enjoyed the 3D in the first one. I really did like it. So what are your thoughts, opinions? Are you looking forward to it? Do you think that it's going to stink? You think it's going to be good? Did you like the first one? Did you not? Leave a comment. Leave a video message. You know, I'm interested to see more. I'm hoping it's going to be good. This may be one I hit at the Cinemark second run theater. I don't know. It just really kind of depends on how good it looks and what else it's coming out around. I can't see this thing coming out near Superman. This is going to have to be either an early summer or late summer film. I can see this coming out maybe at the beginning of June or maybe in late July, away from some of the other tent poles. But I don't know, they could pull it. I mean, it's something that could pull a lot of families in. Family films do very, very well. So there you go, guys. The Smurfs 2. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.